Thank you for joining me today on Instinctive Addiction Archery. I'm Jeff Ellis. You say, what on the earth are you doing with a compound in your hand? That's what today's video is about, guys. I want to share something with you that I hope and pray, as always, you'll find really interesting and educational. Guys, it's all about this. Okay. I want to explain something to you guys that you may not know. All right, so I have so many guys, every single day that I live, contact me telling me, hey, I've been shooting compound for 25 years, 20, 30 years, whatever, and I just switched to traditional. So they're full of questions. They got so much stuff that they need to find out. You may be one of those guys. That's what I'm here for. When you decide, okay, and hey, there's nothing wrong with these, perfectly cool. Hey, they are. But when you decide to switch from this to this, it's a big difference. There is a major difference. You don't have these sight pins anymore. All you have is your eye and hand coordination. That's all you got. You're doing it the old way, okay? So, I want to show you guys something. I want to show you what it's like to shoot one bow and follow it up with this bow. How much difference it really is. Two bows, each have a string, each have arrows, but a world different. A whole world different. Each has its own. And I'll tell you guys, there's benefits. If you're wondering about these trad bows, there are benefits to a trad bow. Yes, there are. Because you can take game in the least amount of light. Whatever your legal shooting light is in your state, you can actually take game at the very last minute closing time. I've done it many times, guys, where you could not see through a peep sight. You could not see a pan. Not possible. Not going to happen. And you can take deer out with one of these bows. I'm telling you. Major difference in hunting. Now, range, sure. You're not going to have the range that you're going to have one versus the other. They're completely different. You're not going to have the speed. So you have to build arrows for a trad bow that have massive penetration with high FOC, where you don't necessarily have to with a fast compound. So I'm going to show you guys the difference here. I'm going to shoot my old compound one time and show you what the real difference is in the two bows and what's involved. Number one, when you draw a compound, you have to really settle in. You have to really acquire that pin on your target. You have to know your yardage. Now, I like this bow. This is a 2-pin setup, 25 and 45 yard pins. Relatively flat shooting bow, so if it's within 20 to 30 yards, yeah, it would be fine, but it's not precise, okay? You need to know yardage shooting a compound. You don't with a trad bow. You don't have to worry about that. No, sir. You just instinctively learn how to shoot it at any distance, and you don't worry about what the yardage is. Check it out, guys. This is cool. Okay? Bad to the bone. But it takes a lot. Takes a lot of acquiring a target, getting the pin on it, looking through a peep sight and all that stuff, executing it, having to use a release, all that being cool. But if you're done with that, if you're just done with it, you know, like, hey, I've gone as far as I can go with this. I just don't even want to shoot anymore because I can't really better it. It's, you know, done all I can do. Well, it's time to ditch the release and get the old glove out. Single string, baby. And I promise you, this will test your skills. Yes, it will. This is going to test it beyond belief. But it is the most rewarding thing you will probably ever do. It will absolutely addict you. You will find yourself day in, day out, every single day you will be shooting once you take these up, because it's a never-ending chasing of perfection. It's a quest to realize accuracy and your potential, what you can actually do with one of these bows to get hunt ready. Check it out, guys. From one bow to the next. Total different animals, right? They are. They're total different animals. But each requires a different technique altogether. They do. So, the point of this video, guys, is because I've shot compounds for years and years and years. I've shot competition, ASA competitions, you name it. Yes, it is fun. Yes, they shoot flat. Yes, they're fast. Yes, they're deadly. They are great hunting tools. They are. Don't kid yourself. The compound bow is a deadly hunting tool. Yes, it is. But so is a trad bow. Okay? Biggest difference is what you're going to find is you can take a compound bow and you can set it up, you can tune it to absolute perfection, and you can shoot and shoot and shoot. And once you have achieved perfection, you seem to lose the interest. You seem to just, there's just no need to even go out in the heat and shoot the thing because it's on, okay? However, if you're like me, I don't care if it's hot. I don't care if it's cold, what day it is. I have a burning desire to walk into my shop and grab a trad bow and just go shoot some arrows. I want to shoot all the time. Why? Because it's a constant keeping up with your shot process, your form. Everything that I've went over in all these previous videos, guys, about your process. You don't do that with a compound. You don't. Once you nail it, it's there, it's done. You can literally not shoot a compound bow for months on end. Pick it up and walk out and shoot it, and it's on. I mean, it's that simple. Not with these. You lay off these for a couple of months, you may as well start all over. It's the truth, guys. You have got to maintain your technique, your form, everything about your shot. You got to maintain it with these bows. But that's what's cool. That's what keeps you engaged. That's what makes you want to shoot different bows all the time. Long bows, recurves, ILF bows, short bows, long bows, different pounds, different arrow builds. Man, it never gets old. It never gets old. Different broadhead setups. I mean, it's a constant quest. And even when you get the bow of your dreams, say you finally you break down and you buy you a Black Widow or a whatever, any high-end bow, and your dream bow, and it's just for you. It's perfect, and you get it set up. I promise you, that's something that you can't even think about. You can't even think about leaving laying. You're gonna pick it up. You're gonna shoot it. I don't care what it is. Me, I'm that way even with very inexpensive bows, especially when I do my little tinkering with them and things, like reworking grips, taking pounds off, retillering bows, refinishing bows, restringing them, trying all kinds of different string combinations and things. When I find what really works for the bow, and I'll give you an example, guys. Here is a perfect example. You can take a bow and you can do so many things with it, with a traditional bow that you cannot do with a compound. A compound, you can change your strings, you can put a different sight on, you can switch out your rest, you can tweak, you can do various little things and techniques, but really, other than just buying something off the shelf and bolting it on, there's nothing else you could probably do to one. You can't. With these, man, it's endless. It truly is. You can take a bow and change everything about how this bow shoots. You say, well, how? How in the world is that? Well, I'll tell you guys, it's not hard. It's really not. And a lot of guys have asked me about this. They've had bows that they wasn't just quite satisfied with, and I have went through the process with them on Messenger and whatnot, and showed them kind of how to do these things. You can actually take pounds off of a bow just like that. You can tiller a bow. You can change the tiller on a bow just like that. How? Because this is called the belly. The inside of a recurve or longbow limb is the belly. And this is what's called the back. You would normally think it's called the front, but this is the back. This is the belly. The belly edges, if you simply sand these belly edges, I mean, if you simply sand these edges evenly, keeping everything even, whether it's by hand, whether it's by a DA sander, whether it's by a machine, whatever, you can take pounds off and you can tiller and make one limb weaker or stronger instantly and completely change how a bow shoots. Your grip. If you're not happy with the grip, do like I do, guys. Go to Harbor Freight. Get the little round pack of round sanding little drums that go on a drill. Put it on an electric drill. I don't recommend a battery drill unless you got a big battery drill that turns a lot of RPMs, but an electric drill does super well. You can put this thing in your lap, sitting in a chair in your garage, and you can take that thing, they come with all the different sizes, and you can round out the throat of your grip on your bow and completely round it out. You can put flatness, you can take it down, you can work the front like this Nix, for instance. This is a Three Rivers Nix, beyond fine, high performance bow. Carbon foam bow, if you will. It's carbon foam limbs. It's awesome, okay? However, I wasn't satisfied with the feel of the grip because it had a fairly large grip, and I don't really care for large grips, even though the bow shot so good that I was like, you know, I got to do something with this bow. I've just got to make it my own. I got to do the custom touch to it. So what did I do? I took my grip down, I narrowed the throat, took a little bit of the heel out of it, rounded the front, and I mean completely rounded the front of this thing where it had square edges on it, where my fingers wrap around and I don't feel any hard edges. It's just as slick and smooth. 90% of it was done by hand, okay? I didn't use any machines. And when I say by hand, I mean hand sanding. I did use my drill to do the little quick major work, and then the rest was hand sanding. I actually took pounds off this bow. I took like 3 pounds off of it. I tillered it even after I took my pounds off, and I resprayed the bow. And now I have a super bow. I have a super bow that shoots unbelievable, okay? I've done it to so many of them, guys. A lot of the China bows, all kinds of Amazon bows I have reworked the grips on because you take a Black Hunter, for instance. You can completely rework the grip. Any wood riser, you can work it like you want it. You can work your shelf and put a radius on the shelf. You can round the shelf out where you get no fletching contact whatsoever. There's so many things you can do with the bow, and that's why I recommend buy these cheap bows. Work on them. Make it a project. Make it the coolest, most custom fit to your hand, to where it hits exactly where you look. You can have a ton of fun this summer customizing your own bow, and you're going to spend less than 150 bucks doing it, okay? And put you a good string on, like a Triple T. Guys, you got to put a good quality string on any bow, just like this one. This bow come with a Dacron string. First thing I did is got Trevor to hook me up with a Triple T string for this thing, and the bow just absolutely come alive, okay? I mean, you talking about sweet. Yeah, it's sweet. So, running a D97 string is night and day difference from a B55. It just is, guys. I mean, it will make, if you bear shaft tune an arrow with a B55 and then you shoot a D97 like this, like a Triple T string, that arrow is fixing to be weak because it is really pushing the arrow. You're talking 8 to 10 feet per second gain in speed alone, plus the feel, the performance, everything about it. You got to put a good string on a bow. You do. Good silencers. Silence your bow as much as you possibly can, but that's what's fun. It's a never, ever ending project that you will not get with the compound. And I have shared this, guys, in many, many videos. I've shared it that, you know, there is a time and there is a place for everything. There is a time that you probably want to carry a compound. If you plan on having to shoot 40 or 50, 60 yards, get it done. Take the tool that will get it done. But if you're whitetail hunting in heavy cover and you're expecting a 15 to 20 yard shot, why not realize your dreams and get it done with the trad bow? Why not just try to make that happen like I did? Okay? Take up the challenge. Hunt harder. Set up better. Be patient. And it will happen, guys. It will happen. I promise you it will. And there's nothing more rewarding than taking animals with a stick bow. It's not, guys. It's just the coolest. Not much of anything more fun. Mm-mm-mm. Love them. So rewarding. Busted my knockoff. Tap. Just smacking each other. Perfect bear shaft tuned arrows, by the way. We'll do that. Yes, they will. I love a good bear shaft. We'll see if I can get that old buck out there again. Long distance. Oh, smoked him. Smoked him. Man, that's what I'm saying. Guys, for real. Why do you think I like these bows so much? Why? I mean, look here. This this is just straight up just bad to the bone. I mean, it does not get any badder than this is as far as deadly. It is. I can shoot this thing at like 70 yards, and there is a place for all that. It's cool. But why do you think that I love these trad bows so much? Why? Why? Because, like I explained, you come to a time when you're just done, and it's time to go to that next level. That your inner self, everything in you, starts being tested. It does. And it's almost a spiritual thing, guys. It's kind of like that, the ultimate stress relief that you can ever get, because it's always that, okay, I can do this. I can do this. You bond with your bows. You bond with those arrows. All the time you put in with that bow, your process, your mechanics, everything about it. That's what traditional archery is about. It's different, guys. It's just different. That's why it's so addictive. That's why it's time consuming. And that's why I personally love it. Because it just does not get old. It does not get old. Ever. Not ever. So, guys, thank you. Thank you for joining me today on Instinctive Addiction Archery. I am Jeff Phillips. Love you all so much. Thank you again for watching. Pray that everything that I do bring honor and glory to the good Lord in heaven that gives us all this cool stuff to enjoy. Until next time, goodbye.